Welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Allie and here we go. I wanted to talk about mass market paperback books. Even though this was announced like 2 years ago, I just found out a month or so ago that one of the biggest distributors said that they were no longer going to be printing mass market paperback books, and they are 70 to 80% of mass market paperback book distribution. Some things that I read and watched said that like Kensington Books is still saying they're gonna do mass market paperback, so they'll be more, they'll still be here, but more in like Barnes and Noble, but not so much like the grocery superstores like Walmart, Target, that sort of thing. And I have always been a fan of mass market paperback books. I like the small size of them. I don't know. And they always smell so good. And to me, they smell different than just like a normal paperback. So I was like a little disappointed when I found out. So recently, 3 or 4 days ago, I went on thriftbooks and biblio.com and I bought some books on my TBR in mass market paperback form, just so I had some. And those are on their way. But I wanted to kind of share what books I do have that are mass market paperback books, which, just so you know, I had to record that line a few times because I kept saying mass market, not mass market. Anywho, I wanted to kind of show what I do have, which one of my favorite books that I've read, it's a Mary Higgins Clark book. That is a mass market paperback book, and that's how I think that was probably one of my first mass market paperback books I read, but something about I don't know, just the way you hold it and stuff. So if I'm not done with this video by the time the other books come, I'll show those too. But I just wanted to give a little background though before I go through those books. So the mass market paperback books started around 1939 with pocketbooks, and they were made to fit in your pocket. Good job, pocketbooks, on that one. They were like cheaper, they were more compact, smaller, easier to fit in a pocket. And because they were affordable, they were easy like impulse buys. By the 70s, it boomed, and that was like the main way people read books. Study I found now, an article and a video that I read now says that we read, I believe it was 3 to 5 or 5 to 8% of mass market paperback books now. Like that's our reading format. But back in the 70s, it was like the major. And part of that was they were so accessible, they were more affordable, and now with the price of different aspects of printing, it's hard to make mass market paper books still affordable. So that's kind of where that was going, why it's kind of gone down now. But I just thought it was so cool. I learned that during the wars, soldiers would take them with them to have some, entertainment, something to read. Yeah, I just thought that was cool. I don't know. I kind of learned a lot looking through this information, and I just wanted to share that and then share what books I have. Most of mine, I think all of them, I don't think any of them I bought new, just because you don't see them around as often. So a lot of them are thrifted from Half Price Books, Salvation Army, a couple consignment shops in town, and what did I say? Thriftbooks.com, Biblio, stuff like that. It's easier to find them. And it's just sad that they could go away. So if there's a book that I read and I end up not digging it, then I'll probably donate it so more people can read them in this format. I don't know. I'm just being nostalgic and cheesy, I guess. Not really nostalgic, because I didn't really read mass market paperback form until I was more of an adult. I've always been a paperback girly. I am not a huge fan of hardcover. Anyway, different time, different story. Different time. Anyway, so I'm going to show you what I do have in mass market paper books. And like I said, I've got more coming. Don't know. I kind of want to get this posted soon, so we'll see. But yeah, so let's get started. So like I said, Mary Higgins Clark has one of my favorite books, A Stranger is Watching. This one I remember I got from Salvation Army. No, I didn't. Wait, no. It says I got it from a different place. Why did I think it was at the Salvation Army? That doesn't matter. They're both thrift shops. Stranger is Watching by Mary Higgins Clark. I've got The Great Gatsby. This was one that I actually got from my sister-in-law. Anyway, you don't need to know where I got all of them. Like I said, they're pretty much all thrifted. This one I just bought recently, though. This is Shocking Pink. Half-price books. I'm still doing it. Okay. Flowers in the Attic. No, I've not read it yet, and I know it's probably weird, but I want to know what all the hype was about. We've got The Other Child by Joanne Fluke. Christine Jorgensen's A Personal Autobiography. I really want to get to this one soon. It's just, there's so many books to read. That's the thing. I've got Where'd You Go, Bernadette. This was another, I think, recent. Yeah, I got this a couple months ago. Recent to me. This one has a little bit of water damage, it looks like. But, Santa Cruz by Mary Higgins Clark. You'll see a lot of these for me are going to be like thriller, suspense. They're really all over the place, but I'm more of a thriller reader. I'm getting more into horror now. So it'll actually kind of be all over the place, but I feel like there's definitely more thriller, maybe. I guess we'll see. The Reader by Bernhard Schlink. And when I saw this cover, sorry, hello, don't see me, see this. I thought that was the actress. Looking at it now, I'm like, no, it's obviously not, but I thought it was the actress from Ozark. The one that's like, you're gonna have to kill me. She does it so good. Anyway, another Mary Higgins Clark, On the Street Where You Live. This one I'm really excited to read. This I found through the Grady Hendrix Paperbacks from Hell. It's The Exorcism by Ethnatas, which it says the Satan, I guess, if you like mix things around. So people are thinking that it's actually like Stephen King or something. Either way, it was $1.25 back in the day. I paid like $30 for it because it just really interested me for some reason. I got The Outsiders, so I do have some classics in here. Heather Gudenkoff's Little Mercies. She's one of my favorite authors, so I was excited to find him in that form. Heather Gudenkoff's These Things Hidden. Killer Blonde, a Jane Austen mystery, Jane with an I, by Laura Levine. Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. As a thriller suspense mystery reader, I have never read Agatha Christie, so I should probably get on that. Another Mary Higgins Clark, Where Are You Now? Covering up where it came from. It says it's the property of a senior living home, but I got it from Goodwill, so don't come for me. We've got The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris. This was a recent buy for me as well. I loved the movie, so I wanted to, read the book. The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. Panic by Bill Pronzini. Against the Fall of Night by Arthur Clarke. Some of these I bought because I like the cover. Quiet Night of Fear. And this is, I think, like a like a YA children's fantasy horror thing. Welcome to Starburst, a quiet seaside resort where the people of the future escape to the past and where only 4 things are certain. 4 people are dead. You are next. The murderer isn't human. Night is falling. So, I don't know, that kind of tells you about the marketing of these. They were quick, to the point also. Not always, but sometimes. Lisa Unger's Confessions of the 745. If it's not pronounced Unger, I'm sorry. That's how I've always said it in my head. We've got The Borrowers by Mary Norton. Stephen King's Carrie. Shopaholic and a Baby by Sophie Kinsella. I don't usually read these kind of books, but something about it, I needed it. I think I bought it right after I had my son, so. Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, The Vampire. I like second guessed myself. By Anne Rice. This one I bought new. I think it was gifted to me, actually. This one I stole from my in-laws. I don't know. It's really long, so I'm not... Is it still mass market? Yeah. Okay. James Patterson and Liza Markland, Postcard Killers. Not a huge James Patterson person, but it looked pretty good. Wendy Corsi Staub's Kiss Her Goodbye. I thought this was when I picked it up, mass market paperback, but it's not. But just so you know, I do own The Nanny by Gilly Macmillan. Sorry about that one. And then, last but not least, part 1, 2, 3. Well, I don't have 3. Sorry. Part 1 and 2 of Lord of the Rings, and also The Hobbit. So, The Hobbit, and then Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and The Two Towers. I don't know where the other book went, so that's interesting. Anyway, so those are the mass market paper books I have. I am weirdly, I don't know, disappointed about them being lessened, but I get it. But I just like the way they feel in my hands, and they always smell good to me. So, anywho, let me know how you feel about it. Are you a little saddened? Do you not care at all? What's your favorite format? If I were to choose right now and it wasn't mass market paperback, which obviously I have a lot that aren't, I would go paperback. Okay, the way that I'm talking about it reminds me of Demi Lovato when they're talking about their favorite dish and they talk about, what is it, a mug? Anyway. I like paperbacks because, I don't know, they're easier to hold. You can maneuver them easier without feeling like you're gonna like break the book, break the spine. And I don't like dust jackets. I don't like dust jackets. I do not like dust jackets. They bother me. But here's the thing. If I have a hardcover book, it also bothers me to read it without the dust jacket on it. Why? Don't know. Just does. So anyway, I'm back. I got the books in the mail. A couple I did find when I went to drop off stuff at a consignment shop that sells like everything, so I found some there too. So let me show you those. This one is the size of a mass market paperback, but it's actually a hardcover, which I didn't know it was going to be when I got it, but I'll still show it. It's The Bad Seed by William March. And then I've never read Harlan Coben, but I got 2 of his books. So I got Just One Look, which is the #1 bestseller, it says. And this is a New York Times bestseller. Caught. Here's Mr. Coben. And then I got Shock by Robin Cook. The Homing by John Saul. The Ugly Duckling by Iris Johansson. And some of these I got for like $1 because stuff was half price. And then Prey by Michael Crichton. This is my first Michael Crichton book, I believe. So those are all my mass market paperback and one hardback, which I didn't know existed till just now. I'm very, sad is a very strong word. I can't say I'm sad. You know, there's still stuff I can read in paperback and hardcover, but I do love a mass market paperback size. So those are the ones that I own. You know, if I come across more throughout the years, I'm sure I'll buy some. But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting that that was happening. It makes sense. So let me know, yeah, what, if you're disappointed they're going away pretty much, or what your favorite way to read is. Maybe it's not even paperback, hardback, mass market paperback. Maybe it's an ebook or audiobook, which I do a little bit of all of that. So I am excited to see what you have to say, and I will see you next time. Bye. Like, you could smell this through the screen. Tell me you can't.